In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and everything was good. But that goodness shattered with a single question echoing through Eden. Adam, where art thou? From behind the thickets, trembling voices replied, We hid, because we were naked. Then God asked, Who told you that you were naked? And Adam answered, Because we sinned. From that moment, the innocence of man became the devil's weapon. Shame, guilt, and sin became his arsenal in a silent war against the Creator. But God did not flinch at Lucifer's rebellion. No, his eyes turned toward man, and with a broken heart, he whispered a chilling regret. I am sorry I ever made them. He swept the earth with waters of judgment, until he found one, Noah, righteous, set apart, a flicker of hope in the dark. Now, present day, the conscience of man once again bows to shadows. The army of darkness marches, not with guns or swords, but with seduction, fear, pride, and silence. And yet, buried deep within every man is a divine weapon, not in his hands, not in his strength, but in his eyes. A power that flows not loud, but silent, not weak, but fierce. A river of heaven's grief and earth's cry. Tears. Yes, tears, the unspoken language of the soul, the sacred evidence that man still bears a trace of God. And that is what the devil cannot stand, because within those tears lies the one force capable of shaking hell and awakening heaven.
The room was dim, lit only by a single flickering lamp that buzzed like an irritated fly. Naomi sat at the edge of her bed, shoulders slumped, her Bible open but unread in her lap. The night air pressed in heavily, like something unseen was watching, waiting. Her fingertips grazed the tear-stained pages of the Bible.
They see my tears, yet they do not know what they carry.
From the corner of the room, something stirred. Shadows moved, though no wind passed. Her eyes welled again, but this time, she didn't wipe them away. The tears slid down her cheeks slowly, deliberately, like messengers sent from the soul. Suddenly a deep rumble echoed, no sound anyone else could hear, but her spirit felt it. The devil had returned to test her, pressing her with whispers of defeat, fear, and shame. But Naomi didn't speak. She didn't shout, she didn't fight with fists, she wept, and the moment her tear hit the floor, the demon that lurked in silence screamed, not in pain, but in torment. Because in that tear was something Satan could never fabricate nor conquer: empathy, mercy, divine connection. Naomi stood slowly, eyes burning like coals with sacred defiance.
Go tell your master,
She said into the darkness.
every time I cry, a piece of his kingdom breaks.
Across the regions of the world, the tears that fell from within her had shaken the earth where the devil stood. He turned slowly and looked upon his army of darkness, ready to flee at his command, to bring disaster upon the earth. He took a breath and exhaled, and with a cruel smirk on his face, "No, not yet. Let her gather more. Let her believe she is winning. Because the worst kind of war is the one fought with hope." Months had passed. The darkness had grown. Across cities, chaos reigned. Prisoners murdered one another. Hospitals were overwhelmed with diseases no medicine could cure. Shelters burst at the seams. Boardrooms turned cold and cruel, betraying their own. And the streets teemed with the hollow-eyed, sleepwalking under the spell of drugs. Sin had become the devil's sharpest weapon. His army of darkness danced in triumph, believing earth was theirs. Mankind, consumed by its own vices, seemed to seal its fate. Yet, the devil was not satisfied. Not until he could extinguish every spark of God's creation. And at the top of his list stood one name: Naomi. She knew it. She could feel the weight of it in her soul. Naomi fled into silence, into prayer, into the hidden place, crying out to God for strength. She knew this wasn't just spiritual warfare. It was personal. The devil had declared war on her. Then God spoke.
Arise.
Naomi obeyed. Bowing in reverence, she stepped from the shadows, knowing full well what awaited her. Darkness gathered quickly. The army of sin surrounded her, their eyes burning with malice. But Naomi stood still, unwavering. She scanned the faces of her enemies and said with unshakable confidence,
Tell your devil to show himself. I did not come for you. I came for him.
The crowd parted like smoke, and the devil emerged. His footsteps scorched the ground. Flames licked the earth beneath him. The words roared from within him.
How dare you stand before me, as though you are God himself?
But Naomi's gaze didn't flinch. She whispers, I am a piece of him.
Her words surprised him. His fierceness became subtle, as though he was thinking of a more deceitful way to approach her. Then his tone changed, his statue, and slid into a soft, savory, welcoming appearance. The words spoken gently from within him. He hissed as he circled her.
I was the Most High. He made me beautiful. I orchestrated the music of heaven. I seduced mankind with elegance and wonder. I am the source of their obsession with beauty, and I will not fall to you.
Naomi, remembering his deceit with Eve's fall against God, she took a deep breath, and then, exhaling smoothly, building herself to stand against her adversary. With strength, she whispers to herself,
Greater that's in me than he that stands before me in this world.
He stopped circling her. His eyes met hers.
I'm not here to fight you,
He said coolly.
You can't withstand the power I carry. The victory is already mine. But you, Naomi, you can escape the burden of this ungrateful world that caused you to sit alone on the edge of your bed, feeling defeated from a world where God's mistake of mankind be unjust to your righteous heart to cause the tears to fall from within you. Join me. I will give you every desire of your heart. All you must do is bow.
Naomi was silent. The air itself held its breath. Then she spoke, her voice steady with the fire of truth.
Tears are not weakness. They are the pulse of heaven within man. They water the dry soil of this broken world. They drown the whispers of the enemy. And they are the proof that God is still present in us.
The devil recoiled. His smug expression faltered. He turned to his army and gave a signal. 3 of his dark warriors stepped forward to stand between him and Naomi. The devil snarled.
My offer has ceased.
But Naomi lifted her face to the heavens and said,
Without tears, man will harden. Without tears, man will forget mercy. And without tears, man will fall, and be without the divinity of God.
The devil trembled, not from fear of Naomi, but from what surrounded her. Heaven itself was moving. It was not thunder. It was not lightning. It was God's tears, not the kind born of despair, but of deep, sacred surrender, of empathy, of love that weeps for the fallen and the lost. It was those tears that resurrected Lazarus. It was those tears that flowed when Christ stood before his people, broken by their sin. And it was those same tears that now poured through Naomi. The devil and his army vanished in silence, defeated not by swords, but by compassion. Then from the sky, a soft rain began to fall. But Naomi knew it wasn't rain. It was heaven, weeping with her.
And in the fullness of time, when darkness sought to claim dominion, God remembered the righteousness of Noah, the one who obeyed when the world mocked, and the courage of Naomi, the one who stood when others bowed. In his remembrance, the heavens opened, not with wrath, but with radiant glory. God poured out his love like a flood, not to destroy, but to defend. His spirit, eternal and unshaken, moved across the earth, igniting hearts with a divine flame. Through this sacred connection, Man was not abandoned, but anointed. His breath became our strength, his presence, our shield. And so, through his unending mercy and unwavering love, God wrapped the world in his radiant light. Not even the shadow of sin could extinguish the fire of his glory. Because of his love, mankind stood. Because of his spirit, mankind endured. And through his divine connection of his tears, mankind will rise, again and again, carried by the radiant love of the Almighty.
Mixed Emotion is a collaboration of short stories solely created from imagination for entertainment purpose only. In the event these stories may reflect some incidents of reality of any person's life, or situations of any institutions, is not intended but coincidental. Enjoy Mixed Emotions, short stories by VG.